Ah, you are here. Welcome, welcome. I have been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the storyteller. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I shall be your guide going forward. Now then, before we begin our story, there are several things I must bring to your attention. First, this game uses autosave. The game will automatically save at regular intervals, so you may stop playing at any time. Saving is a very important element of games. It's the only way to keep your memories in place. If you do not wish to rely on autosave alone, you can also save manually via the menu. Next, please look at the upper right of the screen. This is the menu button. From here, you can check the text log, view useful files, and switch auto mode on and off. You can also adjust the brightness, volume, and other settings in the options menu. For instance, if there is a voice you would prefer not to hear, you can mute it by setting the voice volume to 0. I suggest you check the brightness controls and other settings now before going on. I will explain other essential functions when the time is right. There's one more thing I wish to confirm before we continue. It would feel strange to go on without knowing your name. Please, tell me what I may call you. I see. NicoB, is it? Are you certain you wish to be called NicoB? Oh, how rude of me. Please, pardon my mistake. I was sure that's what you said, but it seems I was wrong. What came over me? Let me try again. You wish to be called NicoB. I see. Very good. I seem to have gotten it right this time. Alright, now that we've been properly introduced, let us begin our story. From antiquity to present day, regardless of how society and civilization evolve, death has been a constant presence that none have ever escaped. Whether it is one's own or that of someone close, death is always a difficult thing to accept. This is an immutable reality, a value shared by all, no matter the age in which they live. In fact, oral traditions reflecting people's fears and prayers regarding death still remain. Ghosts, spirits, and so on. Similarly, in an attempt to defy death, many curses, rituals, and customs have been born, from burning spirit incense to summoning the souls of the dead. Some of those secret arts are still being passed down to this day. On that note, NicoB, this may seem rather abrupt, but is there someone you wish to bring back from the dead? What if you had one chance to use the secret art of resurrecting the dead? Yes, if you had the power to bring someone back to life, one and one time only. What would you do, NicoB? I see. Very interesting. Yes, that's what I thought you would say. What seems to be the matter? You want to know what this box that has been sitting here is? It's quite the curious thing, isn't it? This is called a color television. The world I will be sending you to is full of devices such as this that do not exist in the age you are from. In this era, a color television can be found in nearly every household. That is not all. For example, if a person should wish to contact someone while they are out of their home, they use public telephones like this that can be found all over the city. Can you imagine what life would be like in such a time? I'd be thrilled to have you continue the story, NicoB. After all, that is why you came here, no? So, let us begin. I've kept you waiting long enough. I present to you Paranormasight, a bizarre tale surrounding the curse known as the Rite of Resurrection. A peculiar yarn ensnaring 9 men and women in a fierce fight for their lives as it unravels. Some of the characters appearing within surely share your views on the Rite of Resurrection. I imagine those who have lost someone dear to them will feel particularly strongly about it. clinging to it as their last desperate hope. The first I shall introduce, a man named Shogo Okiie, is one of them. Oh? I wonder what it could be at such a time.
Early this morning, the body of a drowned man was discovered in a park in Sumida City. Police have identified the body as Shogo Okiie, a 25-year-old man who worked at a company in the area. As signs of a struggle were found, the Sumida police suspect foul play and have launched an investigation.
Oh, excuse me. Please pay no mind to what you have just seen. Goodness, you very nearly saw something that would have spoiled the story. Just pretend you did not see that. Let us turn back time, back a smidge, and start again from there. Do you understand? You saw nothing. You know nothing. This is NicoB, here with the Let's Play of Paranormasight, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Yes! You might be wondering, what is this game? And my answer is I have no freaking clue. I have no idea what this game is or where it came from. I'm just as baffled as you are. Other than this is a game that was apparently developed by Square Enix. And I will say, just from the beginning of it, it does not feel like one. This feels like some weird Spike Chunsoft shit. But I was actually told about this from my mods, who were also told about it from a bunch of penguins, who were saying that this game was pretty amazing. So my mods ended up playing it, and they also confirmed they think the game is pretty amazing. So then I looked at it and was like, wow, this game seems pretty, well, I wouldn't say amazing, but pretty interesting. A very interesting aesthetic. It is apparently a horror visual novel, but also has lots of puzzle elements similar to other games like Zero Escape, Danganronpa, and AI the Somnium Files. Well, holy shit, dude. That sounds like some shit right up my goddamn alley. Talk dirty to me more, daddy. Reviews for this game were insanely positive on Steam. And yeah, it looks interesting. It does seem like a game that is kind of like right up my alley. I think what just sort of has me sort of baffled is that I legitimately don't think I've ever heard of this game before. I don't think I even knew this game was ever coming out. And I say I don't think, because maybe it was shown during like a Nintendo Direct or something and it just never stuck with me. But I really do not remember this game ever being like announced or touched upon. It was just kind of dropped here. I'll say that little intro segment was quite interesting. It's got me a little intrigued, I will say. But yeah, I will say it's been a fucking hot minute since I played a horror, like visual novel-esque game. This is honestly freaking Corpse Party. And I will say I'm at least glad to see that this game's aesthetic is definitely not nearly as horny seeming as Corpse Party. But I'm liking how right out the intro, we're like getting like already this weird kind of meta fourth wall breaking stuff. And by the way, I was seeing reviews say the best way to experience this game is knowing as little about it as possible. So I guess we're sort of approaching this with the right mindset. But I will also say, I think the other reason why I'm deciding to let's play this game specifically is because this sort of like situation here is very similar to another situation that happened not that long ago where I ended up playing a game that I didn't know much about. And I ended up fucking falling in love with it. And that was a little game that I made a video essay about called 30 Sentinels Aegis Rim. And apparently, the penguins that recommended this to one of my mods for me to check it out was also the same ones that also recommended 30 Sentinels Aegis Rim to my mods. So, you know, just saying. Just seems rather interesting. So yeah, with that said, I don't know what we're getting into. I'm naked, scared, and afraid. And I'm ready to see whatever the hell this game has to offer. So without further ado, let's get freaking started, guys. The story's a work of fiction. All locations, characters, organizations appear have absolutely no relation to anything ever existing ever. Square Enix presents a very Spike Chunsoft-y kind of game. Shogo? Shogo? Shogo, are you all right? Gotta wait to confirm guy, girl. Can't really tell with the face portrait. I'm assuming, okay, Yoko sounds like a girl's name, so I'm just gonna go with that. Oh, hey, I can move my face.
Hey, can you hear me?
Huh?
Hey, that's not a proper answer. Earth to Shogo Okiie. What do you think you're doing, falling asleep here? Give me quite the shock. Come on now, up with you. Up. Okay. And there. How's that? All right.
This game's got a really fucking cool aesthetic.
Do you feel dizzy? Have a headache? Are your humors off balance?
Guess like with like a Shuichi voice? Yeah, it's just kind of a good, nice protagonist-y voice. It looks pretty mellow. I'm fine, I think. There's definitely nothing wrong with my humors, though my head's still a little fuzzy. Office worker Shogo Okiie, who apparently died or drowned potentially here.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. Turn your head around a little bit and see if you can walk all right.
The game is in your control. Drag the screen or move the right stick to look around. Try looking around your surroundings now. Ooh, wow. Wow. Oh, there's my mouse cursor. This is actually really cool. This actually reminds me a lot of Myst 3. It's kind of like a similar thing where you can like sort of look around your immediate area. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey! Whoa. Okay, no, let's not do that.
Good, good. You seem to be fine. What a relief. You remember everything like where we are, what we were doing?
The rite of resurrection?
Huh? Wait a second. When did I tell you about that? I mean, I guess I must have, so you didn't know that name, but weird. Anyway, you still seem a little out of it. Why don't you look around a bit more?
Look around and select things you want to investigate. You can converse with people by selecting their faces. Oh, hey. I'm gonna zoom in. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I got some files here. I think. There's like some people, right? Oh, person of interest. Here we go. That's all. It's got updated earlier. Shogo Okiie. Male office worker. Shogo is an unremarkable young man entering his third year of working in the planning department at Hihaku Soaps, a chemicals company headquartered in Sumida. Born in Western Tokyo to an ordinary family around the same time as the birth of color TV, he grew up amidst the boom of special effects, heavy action films, anime, variety shows, professional baseball, and pop music. Shogo graduated from a famous private university in Tokyo and has since settled into an apolitical mindset. Common among those of his generation with no strong ideals and no particular dissatisfaction with the world as it develops around him. He's content to just go with the flow. Having stumbled into his current position by pure chance, and it is safe to assume that he will follow the stereotypical path of working his way up the ladder, starting a family and remaining at the same company until retirement. He plays folk guitar as a hobby and is currently looking for a girlfriend. This very interesting individual. Sex, occupation, storyteller guides those who visit Paranormasight. Everything else about him remains a mystery. Where are we? Oh, right. This is Sumida City, Tokyo. We're at Kinashibori Park, near Kanshicho Station. Yoko brought me here saying she needed my help with something important. It's just past midnight. Explains why there's nobody else around. Sumida City, Tokyo, one of the 23 districts of Tokyo located in the eastern part of the city, is surrounded by the Sumida, Arakawa, and Kuyanaka rivers. At the start of the Showa era, the area was still divided into two districts, the southern Honjo and northern Mukajima, but they were merged into one district after the Second World War. It is said to be named after the Sumida River and the banks that line it. Unlike the river, however, its name uses the character for ink, rather than that for corner. Even now, people still frequently mix up the two. Despite suffering extensive damage from both the Great Kanto earthquake and air bombings during the war, Sumida managed to recover and come out on top every time. Once filled with samurai residents, it is now the home to thriving industrial district and many residential zones, though evidence of its previous character can still be found all around the area. A bunch of late major landmarks. Kinashibori Park, opened in 1950, conveniently close to Kanishio Station, or Kinshicho Station, and surrounded on all sides by roads. This paved park is popular for people who meet or relax. Kinishibori Park was named after the Kinishibori Canal, part of the South Canal, which could once be found nearby. In fact, the area's name Kinishio was derived from the canal. All right, I'm not sure we're gonna read every single one of these, otherwise we might be at this for a while. So far, these areas are only slightly interesting. The aesthetic of this is sick, though. Oh my god, this artwork. It's so good. It's got like this cool, like, kind of grain effect, too. I'm actually curious to see if can I actually adjust that if I wanted to? Resolution, standard. The answer is no. Not really, at least. If you don't like chromatic aberration up the wazoo, as well as a whole bunch of the hazy bullshit. What in the fucking, what the hell is that? There's like a little, I guess it hasn't been filled in yet? Make sure you're writing down all those weird little symbols there, guys. This is gonna be very important. Auto button display. Did it say what year it was? I don't think so. It said this takes place at a time where telephone booths are around, and it's around the coming of color television, so I guess like the 60s or so? These telephone booths are all over town. The lights are always on so they can be used in an emergency. A small booth containing a public telephone, most often found in parks or along roads. Local telephone calls can be made at a rate of 10 yen per 3 minutes. 10 yen! Jesus Christ! More recently, telephone booths capable of accepting prepaid cards known as the telephone cards have begun to spread, enabling one to make a phone call without the need for small change. The telephone booths in the downtown area tend to be plastered with unauthorized advertisements and leaflets, a problem that has shown no signs of slowing down. Oh, that's cool. There's a little check mark once I've examined a thing. That's nice. I wonder if there's a way to... Oh, wait. I see... What was this? Recall. I'm still a little woozy. What the hell is wrong with me? There's a girl here. Who is she? Am I dead? I feel like I might already be dead. Based on the setup here. I don't know. Call it a hunch. That's an interesting looking playground. I bet it's crawling with kids during the daytime. It's kind of peaceful here at night.
Yikes. That was close. If we died before we got our hands on the rite of resurrection, everything would be over before it started.
Like, I'm like slowly zooming into her face as I'm like talking to her, by the way. That's Yoko Fukunaga. Good, at least I can remember that much. I first met her about a month ago. She's 23, works as a housekeeper, and is really into the occult. Oh god, I'm getting fucking Ayumi flashbacks here. Oh, Jesus Christ! Is everything that could possibly go wrong gonna end up being this girl's fault? Just like Ayumi. If I think harder, I can probably recall a little more about what's going on. I've only met a few times, but we've really hit it off. It's a lot of fun to be around. I have no idea how she feels, though. Get the sense she isn't thinking about me that way right now. But I know I've got a thing for bubbly girls who are into dark things like the occult. Paranormal fanatic Yoko Fukunaga. This is a really... I'm not gonna lie, this game's got me by the dick already. Holy shit. It's very... Again, like 30 Sentinels did, where it's like right off the bat, it's got a really intriguing start and hook here. Housekeeper. After obtaining a junior college degree, Yoko started working as a housekeeper. Due to her ability to see things others cannot, she has received strange looks from a young age. This ability spurred an interest in the paranormal, which she continues to pursue to this day. Following graduation, Yoko worked a desk job at a training company, but butted heads with her supervisor, who was skeptical of the supernatural, and quit within a year. Now, while working as a housekeeper, she spends her days devouring mystery magazines and visiting haunted spots. As she vowed to live life true to herself and never change for the sake of others. Yoko has no regrets about the path she has taken. Yoko has a dog, a Shiba Inu, because of course she does, named Ogo Pogo, who has been by her side since she was a student. Recall. What can I remember? Okay, her name is Yoko Fukunaga. We met about a month ago. What's the deal with this park? It was around noon on one of my days off. I just finished running some errands in Kanishio and was here taking a quick break. I was just looking around absentmindedly. Oh, hey, I can move. When I noticed this girl loitering about, she was digging up holes in the sandbox and searching around the playground. She seemed to be enjoying herself, talking to the animal figures and petting them on their heads. My curiosity got the better of me before long, and I struck up a conversation. Hey, are you looking for something?
Sorry. I must look like a total weirdo.
They had little animations and like her like when she was looking around in her eyes. I don't know, this is really, the art style, this is amazing.
Yeah, I guess you could say I'm looking for something.
If you want, I could give you a hand.
Really? I mean, that'd be a huge help, but
But
are you really just a good Samaritan? Or are you after, something else?
huh? I'm a good Samaritan, definitely the other thing. Definitely the other thing.
You're funny. Hey, at least you're upfront about it. Okay, I guess I'll let you help me. Be warned, you might regret what you've gotten yourself into.
No worries. What are you looking for anyway? Did you lose a bracelet or something?
Not exactly. I'm searching for one of the Seven Mysteries. Supposedly, this is the location of the Whispering Canal.
The what?
Now I've done it. But you think I'm some kind of lunatic. Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Do you know anything about it? I figured everyone around here would have at least heard of it, but I guess not. Honjo is what the southern part of Sumida is called. A long time ago, this part of Tokyo was split into two separate cities. The north part was the Mukajima, and the south part was Honjo. Am I boring you?
Well, I'm not a local or anything. I just work around here.
Oh, then no wonder you didn't know. Well, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo is a legend dating all the way back to the Edo period.
Really? Is that old?
It's...
Like, over 200 years ago.
Oh, I've got your attention after all.
I just assumed it was one of those fake stories made up to chase the alcohol craze.
I don't blame you. A lot of popular stories going around pretty fishy. But the Seven Mysteries of Honjo are different, because they're all true.
They're true.
That's what I said. They're the real deal.
So, hold on. What does that mean? Are you telling me there's actually paranormal stuff at work in this park?
Yep, pretty much. There's gotta be more to it. After all I've done, I still haven't found a thing.
That was the first time I met Yoko Fukunaga. Honjo. Whoa. Location in the southern part of modern Sumida City, it consists mostly of swamplands until the middle of the Edo period. While it wasn't originally considered part of the city of Edo itself, the area on the eastern side of the Sumida River began to be developed once the Ryugoku Bridge was built after the Great Fire of Meireki. While Honjo is known for its large number of rivers and canals, many of these were dug during the area's urbanization of drainage and sewage. Okay. The alcohol craze. Paranormal phenomena, the supernatural, aliens, cryptids, lost civilizations, ESP, the list goes on. Such unexplainable phenomena are quick to take on a life of their own. A plesiosaur named Nessie lived in Loch Ness. Sightings of mythical creatures like the Tsuchinoko or the Hibagon. The urban legend of the Kuchisake Ona. Television reports of spoon-bending psychics. Documentaries which feature mediums and spirit photography. These are only a few examples of stories that have captivated the public. There is no end to this obsession in sight. With magazines on paranormal phenomenon enjoying widespread publication, most recently rumors of an ancient ritual known as the Rite of Resurrection have begun spreading in certain circles. The Whispering Canal, formerly known as the Kinshibori, many fishermen once gathered on this section of the canal that ran through Honjo. As the days came to a close, the fishermen gathered up their catches. A terrifying voice would rise up from the canal whispering, "Leave it behind. Leave it behind." Those who ignored the voice found themselves unable to move and their previously full baskets of fish emptied. They would then be dragged into there's a typo there. Into the canal, never to return. This strange phenomenon continued to occur, and the people began to call this body of water the Whispering Canal. So the Seven Mysteries themselves became known as the hot spot for strange happenings during the Edo period. A number of these stories are survived to this day and became known as the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. While many of these were likely to result in people blaming things they didn't understand on spirits or monsters, the stories continue to be told as urban legends. Despite what the name of the would imply, there are actually more than 10 of these strange tales. Their roots likely come from the stories told by the city's common folk. The most famous of the story is the Whispering Canal, which eventually became the basis for an idiom and a well-known Rakugo story. So, the Whispering Canal, the Fool's Procession, the Beckoning Light, the Haunting Clappers, the Evergreen Beach, the Taiko Suguru, the Foot Washing Mansion, Foot Washing Mansion, what the fuck? The One-Sided Reed, and the Ever-Burning Lantern. Interesting. We exchanged contact information, and we've talked on the phone a few times since. We've even met in person once or twice. But she never brought up the Seven Mysteries of Honjo again. I figure she gotten bored of it. Until today, when all of a sudden she decided to resume her search. Huh? Wait a second. Where'd Yoko go?
Oh, there she is. Over to the left.
According to Yoko, the Whispering Canal, one of the Seven Mysteries of Honjo, is around here somewhere. It's apparently a story that the expression left at the canal originally comes from. I think I left myself a note about it. Check my files.
Yeah, I've already read it. Don't worry. I'm keeping up.
Ooh, the music is
Nice and atmospheric here.
There she is. She's back to digging up holes in the sandbox and searching around the playground. Seems to be enjoying herself, talking to the animal figures and petting them on their heads. No animal needs that much petting. Gee, she's still at it.
She better fuck. You better not jump scare me, girl. When you fucking get up in my face again, I'm gonna be pissed. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay.
I gotta recall again?
That's right. She asked me to come here to help her look for one of the Seven Mysteries. Actually, I think I did some research into the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Can't remember all too well. Check my files.
Holy shit, if you think I'm gonna read all that, you better guess again, boy. The foot washing. Ew, look at that dirty dank foot up in the top right. Ew. Wow, that thing is really nasty looking.
This is the story of something that occurred in the dead of night in the residence of Mikasacho. A foul-smelling wind rattled the house.
Suddenly a giant foot drenched in blood smashed through the ceiling. Wash it commanded. Have a servants carefully wash the foot and return from whence it came. Fixing the roof, it had broken. A man had been visited by the foot every night and asked her friend to trade houses with him. That night a foot had stopped appearing. What the fuck? Okay, that's just a goofy one. The One-Sided Reed. There was once an infamous rogue by the name of Tomezo who fell for a woman named Okama. Tomezo persistently chased after Okama, attempting to win her heart over and over again, but she rejected his advances each time. Enraged by her indifference to him, Tomezo brought a dagger to a canal near Ryogoku Bridge and attacked Okama. He cut the arm and leg of one side of her body, or off of one side of the body, and threw them into the canal. Ever since then, the reeds growing along that canal have only sprouted leaves on one side. Gross. Ow. Oh, here we go.
Oh wait, she's coming back this way.
Hey, what was that just now?
Huh?
Didn't you hear that?
Now you mention it. You're hearing things. No, I didn't hear anything. Sure you can just imagine it?
Maybe I did. But you're a special talent. You should have been able to hear it. Pay closer attention for me, okay?
My special talent? What are you talking about?
Huh? I mean your spirit sense. You think you can handle your liquor?
Huh? No idea what drinking has to do with it, but I don't think so.
Well, you must. I mean, you could see me, right?
Huh?
Oh. Uh-oh. Shogo Okiie, 1 a.m. Kinshibori Park. Uh-oh.
I don't know how she's so comfortable talking about spirits and the paranormal at this time of night. If she's got guts or she's just used to it. Unless... No, it can't be. It's gotten late. Really late, actually. It's already past 1 a.m. There's a chill in the air. This is normal for this time of year. Or so I keep telling myself. Got most of my memory back, but I still feel a bit out of it. These telephone booths are all over town. The lights are always on so we use an emergency. Wait. You're kidding, right?
About what?
I mean, just now. It kind of sounded like you were saying that only people with spirit sense can see you.
Of course that was a joke. Duh. You don't really think I'm some kind of evil spirit, do you? But, yeah. I meant what I said about your spirit sense being strong. I make you down a whole gimlet in one gulp. Seriously. That's the real reason I asked you to help me with this Seven Mysteries of Honjo business.
This girl's fucking with me here.
Okay, let me just clarify something. Are you saying you can actually see paranormal stuff?
Sure. I can handle a saw Moscow mule.
What the fuck is she talking about?
Why are you measuring this in terms of cocktails?
Not a believer, huh? Well, that's no matter. But you have to have seen some weird stuff over the years, right?
Weird stuff.
Yeah, like things you could see but could never understand.
You can't be serious.
Path to spirit sense.
I've seen ghost photos in magazines before, but you tell me they really exist?
You bet they do. But you can only recognize them if you really believe in them. So be careful.
So, even with my skill, I won't be able to see them if I doubt that they exist.
That's right. The spirit world is all about the mind and the soul. You won't be able to see a thing unless you're properly in tune. But sometimes people get caught up in the moment, thinking they might see something, and then they really do because they believe they would.
Is that how that works?
Yep, just like drinking. You'll never know how much booze you can handle just unless you're ready to down some shots.
I'm still not sure I get the drinking thing.
You know, I realized how strange it was as the words left my mouth.
Sheesh. Sheesh.
About alcohol.
Totally unrelated, but do you actually drink? Real alcohol, I mean.
Whoa, talk about whiplash. I expect you to start making small talk.
Well, our conversation was getting a bit dark. Figured a change of topic might lighten things up.
Ooh, I see. If you really want to know, I like to think I can handle a few drinks. But to tell you the truth, I never actually had a Moscow mule.
They're fucking good.
Really now?
I just thought it sounded cool. I would like to try it though.
Why don't we go for a drink sometime then?
Ooh, are you asking me out? Ah, so you were after something else.
No, that's not what I meant. Well, technically I did say that to your face, right?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'd be up for that. But only if we find one of the 7 mysteries.
All right, let's get to work.
Oh, there's a check mark next to it. Does that mean I can keep talking about the other one then?
And if you could believe that, there might be a hope for you yet.
Can't be serious.
Oh, okay. No, that was just like follow-up dialogue to it. I got you. But it was essentially like the same thing. 7 mysteries.
Just remember, I actually did some research on the 7 Mysteries of Honjo at the library.
You did? What'd you find?
Well, I discovered a few interesting things.
Ooh, tell me everything.
7 mysteries?
Although they're called the 7 Mysteries, literature lists 9 of them.
Oh, I'm surprised you picked up on that. Nice researching. So people think that there could be up to 15. That's the thing about these old folk tales. Stuff gets added to them over the years.
There's more extra stories than main ones.
Yeah, but the 7 mysteries rolls off the tongue way better than 9 or 15.
If you say so.
But it makes sense, don't you think? It's more likely to be passed on if it's easy to remember.
Huh. That's a good point.
These really ghost stories?
So I read some of the stories and none of them were, well, scary. I thought these were supposed to be ghost stories.
That's true. They're more like a collection of superstitions, really. But there's some pretty disturbing ones in the mix.
Yeah, like the one that's supposed to take place here, the Whispering Canal. People who fished in this canal would hear a voice call out saying, "Leave it." They had to abandon their catch or the canal would take it.
Right.
Is that what you're expecting to find here in this park?
Not quite. We're talking about a folktale from hundreds of years ago. After centuries of the fed telephone game, who knows if it's anything like the original story?
So basically, you think the true story of the Whispering Canal might be completely different from what we know?
Exactly! I'm sure it is. I mean, were you curious?
About what?
People from around here have the expression left at the canal, right? Meaning to abandon someone. The story is where it comes from. Except the story being told today is about fish. There's something in it about leaving people behind.
Now you mention it, that's true. So you're saying the original story maybe did involve someone being abandoned?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Ah, gotcha. The Rite of Resurrection. Oh, by the way, were we talking about the Rite of Resurrection?
Ooh, your memory is as strong as your tolerance. I'm gonna start calling you Martini Man Shogo.
I'm really climbing up the drinks menu, huh?
So, you know about it, huh? The Rite of Resurrection? A magazine ran a feature on it recently that got practically everyone talking about it.
Really? That's where I heard about it. Still, I don't know. Seems a little too far-fetched to be true.
So the Rite of Resurrection. It's the forbidden art of bringing the dead back to life, concocted by a famous onmyoji from an ancient age. Rumor has it, an old manuscript containing actual, concrete details about the rite was recently discovered. This rumor comes from a presentation given by a local historian, Hideki Hirashi, at an academic conference.
You sure know a lot about this stuff.
That's because I'm secretly a huge occult buff.
Yeah, I kinda got that.
Oh,
But if a reader spoke about it in an academic conference, must have some basis in fact.
exactly. That's why I believe the Rite of Resurrection is real.
Now I'm starting to believe it too.
Good. The pursuit of the unknown starts with belief. I got that from Professor Arashi himself.
The Rite of Resurrection. As indicated by its name, this manuscript holds detailed instructions on how to perform the secret art of reviving the dead. This forbidden ritual is said to have been devised by a once famous onmyoji. Local researcher Hideki Hirashi recently discovered the old manuscript and gave a presentation on it at an academic conference, sending ripples through the field of occult studies. Wait, hang on. I've got another question.
Hmm?
You mentioned the Rite of Resurrection. Are you looking for that too? Does this something to do with the Seven Mysteries of Honjo?
Oh, you're sharp. I could cut my finger on you. To tell the truth, it's actually the other way around.
What do you mean?
Well, I started off searching for the Rite of Resurrection. But along the way, I realized that I need to investigate the Seven Mysteries of Honjo first.
I see. So then, why are you looking for the rite? What's that got to do with the Seven Mysteries? So about the connection between this rite and the Seven Mysteries, putting together everything we've talked about, my guess is that the original stories behind the Seven Mysteries, the true stories, are the keys to finding the Rite of Resurrection. And that's why you're here searching for them. Do I have that right?
Wow, 10 out of 10. You're proving to be quite the capable assistant.
Wait, since when was I your assistant?
Anyway, this is all just hearsay, but some say that what led to the Seven Mysteries coming to be was the Rite of Resurrection itself.
Huh? The stories come from the Edo period. I thought the Rite of Resurrection was supposed to be way older than that.
Right. It seems an onmyoji from the Edo period rediscovered the ancient art. That old manuscript I mentioned with all the details on how to use the rite, apparently it was written in the Edo period. Oh right, I never told you its name. The manuscript is called the Record of Fates.
Whoa, what a name.
And it speculates that the secret of the rite is hidden within the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. So now the Seven Mysteries are the hot new trend.
Among who? You know, this whole thing's starting to sound pretty questionable.
Come on, remember what I said about the pursuit of the unknown?
It starts with belief. Right.
Record of Fates, an old manuscript from the Edo period, written by the sorcerer, recovered the Rite of Resurrection, is viewed as a priceless and authentic document due to its detailed account on how to perform the ritual.
Why are you looking for the rite? If you're looking into a way to bring someone back from the dead, does that mean you've got someone you want to bring back? You know what? Forget it. Just came to mind, so I thought I'd ask. I mean to pry. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Figured I'd need to tell you at some point. It's Ogopogo.
Ogopogo?
Yeah, I want to bring Ogopogo back to life. He died in an accident about a month ago.
Is that your dog?
Ogopogo died?
Oh right, Ogopogo was my dog. I had him for 8 years.
Ah, okay. Your dog. Gotcha. We spent a long time together. I was thinking it must have been really hard for you.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure if the rite even works on dogs. But as soon as I found out about it, I knew I had to give it a try. don't think I could forgive myself if I just let the opportunity pass by.
Definitely. Now I understand why you feel so strongly about it. Thanks for telling me. I know it's supposed to be hard to talk about.
But you know what? Well, that led to me meeting you. So at least something good came out of it. Though that doesn't mean I'll stop looking, obviously.
Yoko, I'll do everything I can to help you.
Yay, I'm so glad to hear that. Let's keep up the hard work then, yeah?
Whoa! What the hell? Feels like the air just changed. Uh-oh. Think. Something's got Yoko really rattled. I don't want to look behind me. Yoko? Are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Stay with me.
No, this can't be. No. Ah!
Feel eyes on my back. I can't move. Is there something behind me? I don't see anything. What? Uh-oh. I think I'm fine. What are you talking about?
Why?
Yoko! Yoko! I don't see anything. It's dirt? Bag? This got Yoko really rattled. I'm not seeing anything at all, though. I need to... What? Yoko's pointing over here, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Still, she's looked really spooked. Now she's making this up. Damn it, did I miss it? LT to push. LT to push? What? I guess I should have pressed that when it was on the screen there? I'm pressing LT. Nothing's happening. If there's anything I should be frightened of, push. Ugh, I don't get this. What's going on? Did something happen? What the fuck? What does push mean? Push what? Yoko? Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Huh? Huh? What the? What is? Something's... What is it? Why is this happening? The fuck? Yoko! Answer me! Yoko! No way! Can't be! Why? Why? Oh, Jesus Christ! Fuck you! Ah! The hell just happened? No, damn it! Got bigger problems. Fucking demons! Yoko! Just hold on. Everything's gonna be okay. Oh God, she's not breathing. She's cold. And I don't feel a pulse. This can't be happening. Okay. An ambulance. Right. I've got to call an ambulance. I need a phone. Right. The phone. I've got to call an ambulance. I called it in. The ambulance shouldn't be long. But it's going to make a difference? Her body's gone stiff and her skin is cold. And I don't think she's breathing. She looks more like a mannequin than a person now. I don't think there's any coming back from that. I don't get it. Just a few minutes ago, we were chatting away without a care in the world. Yoko. How did this happen? I wish someone so bright and bubbly just suddenly dropped dead. Resurrect her. Huh? Oh, that's right. If the rite of resurrection she was talking about really does exist, there might be a way to bring her back. If someone could just drop dead out of nowhere like they were cursed, then why shouldn't there be a way to bring them back to life? Yoko believed in it, so if I believe in her, it seems completely impossible. Maybe, just maybe, I can still save her. Even if I've got to deal with spirit senses and curses and whatever, I've got to try. Wait for me, Yoko. I promise I'll use the rite of resurrection to bring you back. Right before she died, I felt a strange presence a few times. And it seemed like she saw something that shook her to the bone. There's definitely something strange going on, and maybe it's still there. What could she have seen? She mentioned the rite of resurrection and Seven Mysteries were connected. So maybe whatever it was she saw had something to do with that whispering canal. Whoa! Damn it. That presence again. Must be around here somewhere. But where? Oh, hello there. Huh? There's something on the ground. Did Yoko drop this? Didn't notice until now. There's a small wooden sculpture by her side. It's 3 or 4 centimeters tall. Looks like it could be a keychain. From how rotted it is, it's way too old for that. Despite how tiny it is, I feel an almost palpable malice radiating from it. What the hell is this thing? Cursed stone acquired. The Whispering Canal. What the?
Help me, leave it!
These Whispering Canal's memories? Deep sorrow, resentful memories flowing into my mind. They walk away, leave me behind, drop dead. Kill them. Kill them. Those who walk away. Kill them all! You've acquired the power of the Cursed Stone, the Whispering Canal. You can use it to kill those who walk away from you. Press the Use Curse button to kill your target as they attempt to depart. What the fuck? Is that what I just did? Did I curse her by doing that? Press the Use Curse button to... What the fuck? Ah! A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar.
Now! Kill.
Can you hear a curse bearer? You who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Should you seek life's restoration, take your curse in hand. Reap lives with a score. And claim their soul dregs for your own. Collect enough to sate this vessel. And by their sacrifice, claim the gift of resurrection. What the fuck? Better yet, slay your fellow curse bearers, for theirs are the equal of droves of lesser souls. Now go forth and kill. What the fuck? Okay, so the Whispering Canal is like updated or something. Curse power. Kill by drowning one who leaves the curse bearer behind. Resentful memory. Toki loved fishing with her father, Jinkichi, but more than anything. With their wicker baskets on their back, they would leave for the canal every morning and fish till the evening. The miso soup her mother, Koma, made using the carp they caught was to die for. Her parents loved her dearly. One day, her father disappeared. Toki's mother went to look for him and never came back either. Those who came to express their concern eventually stopped visiting out of fear. Toki continued to wait all alone. Mother, father, where'd you go? Don't leave me behind. Unable to bear the loneliness, she left her home and trudged along the roads till night fell. Neither her mother nor father were anywhere to be found. Tears stung her eyes. Suddenly, the sound of fish splashing in the water cut through the silence. She found herself standing before the canal where they used to fish together. The taste of carp and the memory of her father's smile flashed across her mind. Without thinking, Toki walked into the moat. The sound of water splashing echoed throughout the night air. Passerbys thought of it only as the fish in the canal. Splashing faded and the silence returned to the lonely night. Fuck me. Curse echoes. Curse bearers. Curse echoes are the visual manifestation of curses. These manifestations are fundamentally related to the origin of the curse. They do not always take the same shape and may sometimes appear in a more abstract or disfigured form. They lack consciousness, unlike a spirit, and are thus the mere dregs of a soul. Curses are made tangible by what are known as soul dregs. Someone possessed by a curse that is a curse echo is called a curse bearer. A curse echo is in itself a curse, and possessed curse. A possessed curse bearer can inflict the curse upon others at will. A curse that comes with a curse echo is considered very powerful in and of itself. Ordinarily, those with no spirit sense would not be able to perceive a curse echo, but anyone who becomes a curse bearer can see other curse echoes. Holy cursing curse. Curse stones. Old Netsuke carvings imbue with the curses derived from the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Ordinarily, those with the spirit sense can wield such curses, but these curse stones allow ordinary people to use them as lethally. Just as lethally. With soul dregs, if someone dies, their life essence leaves the body and becomes a soul. If one is killed by any means of certain curses, however, their life essence will turn to a residue as known as soul dregs. The Rise of Resurrection essentially uses their soul dregs as a sacrificial offering to bring back the dead. But the amount of soul dregs required depends on when a person being resurrected passed away. The more time has passed since their passing, the more soul dregs are required. The hell was that? It was like the curse's memories floating directly into my mind. In an instant, I understood everything. When I picked up this curse stone, the Whispering Canal must have cursed me. I also heard a strange voice. It told me that if I want to the right, I have to kill a bunch of people with this curse stone and collect their souls. Guess it's good to know that the right really exists. This thing wants me to kill people to get it? Screw that! Put my life on the line is one thing. Murdering other people is another thing entirely. Not just one person either. Scores, it said. So this is the curse of the Whispering Canal, huh? Curse that traps the soul of anyone who tries to walk away from me. But if I use it, collect enough souls, then I'll be able to bring Yoko back. And there's something about other curse bearers being worth more soul dregs. Jeez. It's like some fucking Death Note shit here. Really at a loss here. Of course. I don't know how it took me so long to realize. This has to be some weird prank she's playing. Any second now she's going to open her eyes and get up and have a good laugh at how scared I was. Right, Yoko? You can give it up now. Boy, did I fall for that one. You really got me good. Wait, no, I've got it. You were really some sort of spirit all along. There's no way you're really dead, right? I'm not even fooling myself anymore. There's no going back, only forward. Call Amos already, they should be here soon. Sure taking their sweet time. Feels like I'm being watched. Someone there? Where are you? I've got my own curse stone, the curse of the Whispering Canal. Way over my head. Was Yoko the one who dropped this curse stone? I mean, she was the previous owner of the curse of the Whispering Canal? Then, did she know what the rite of resurrection involved? Oh. Interesting. Almost wonder if she was trying to curse someone who walks away. It almost makes me wonder if she was trying to curse me. You know, or steal my fucking life. And it backfired or something. So she was like looking behind me and I had to turn my back to her. Oh. Shadowy figure. Now look closer. Is there someone there? Hey! Who's there? Oh my, how unexpected. It was your curse that killed that poor woman, I take it. What? Cack out your tongue, Mr. Okiie. Huh? Slender Man? Tall, humorless-looking man. Doesn't look familiar to me. It's acting like he knows me, though. Have we met somewhere before? Who are you? How do you know my name? Do you mean to say you don't recognize me? This comes as a bit of a shock, I must say. Look a little harder, and I dare say will jog your memory. What's with this guy? Think? The man. Who is he? Looks to be in his 30s or 40s. He's all dressed up in a suit and tie, but somebody looks really shady. What's he doing here? Is he watching us all this time? So he tells me curses are nothing new to him. If he's one of the other curse bearers, then I need to be careful. might be here to kill me and take my curse stone. But by the same token, killing him will net me a lot of soul dregs. So I have a clue who you are. How do you know me? Have we met? Dear me, it's always humbling to find that one is not as well known as one believes. Perhaps my name will help you remember. I am Takumi Yumioka. Takumi Yumioka? Does that ring any bells? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. Maybe. So you do not even know my name. How disappointing. Disappointing, but fortuitous.
Mysterious stranger. The man is covertly watching Shogo Okiie at Kinishibori Park.
Well then, Mr. Okiie, allow me to make you a proposition. You have a curse stone in your possession. I would like you to give it to me.
How do you know?
How do you know about that? Why? I sold the whole thing. That doesn't explain how you know what a curse stone is. Even I barely have a handle on it. You know about the Seven Mysteries of Honjo and their curses and all that, don't you? But of course, those curse stones. They are terribly dangerous things, capable of killing without a trace so long as their conditions are met. I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah. Imagine what might happen if one fell into the wrong hands. They would be safer in mine, don't you agree? Although it seems I arrived too late to stop you from killing that poor woman. What do you... That wasn't me! I'm willing to overlook your indiscretion, but only if you give me your curse stone. No way in hell! For all I know, the wrong hands are yours! Very well. I'd hoped to settle this amicably, but you leave me no choice. This Takumi guy must have a curse stone of his own.
He must have a curse stone. He can't have a curse stone. He can't have a curse stone.
There's no way he has a curse stone of his own. If he did, he wouldn't be so eager to get his hands on mine. Yeah. He wants one of his own. They're that powerful and that dangerous. But the sounds of it, if I give him the chance, he'll try to take my curse stone by force. I have to keep him talking and figure out a way to get my curse out first. How can I get him to leave me behind? Though, it would be a waste to not to take this chance to find out about the other curse bearers. Well, this is interesting. Very intriguing so far, I gotta say. Wow. Yeah. It's definitely fascinating. It's kind of like an interesting little mystery we got going on. I'm definitely already having some, like, I don't know, some thoughts of, like, I don't know.
Was she trying to kill me? If she had the curse stone and was, like, walking away, I don't know. But there was someone actually behind me. And of course, that whole story at the beginning, right, where the storyteller said that Shogo Okiie was already dead. So, I don't know. But all right, guys, I think this is probably a good spot to end things here for now. I hope you guys are digging this as much as I am. Right now, I'm kind of digging this. And that you're excited for this Let's Play. If you are, please do leave a like and a favorite. It really does help me out. And subscribe if you're not already. Become a picky penguin aboard the SLP, where the days are always sunny and the vids are always funny. Yeah, seriously, guys, if you want to see more of this, please do leave a like. It really does, honestly, help out a lot, especially with these first videos. And yeah, let me know how you're feeling about this. It's just freaky, dude. But I'm liking it. I'm curious to see where things could go from here. I think what I'm really liking about the game, honestly, is the music and the aesthetic too. It looks super cool. But anyway, guys, as always, till next time, stay classy.